guys, 3 Delta Storm here, and today I'm just going to be talking about my Yugioh Gx RP deck, and I just thought I might as well put this out here. I'm just going to be talking about exactly why I'm using all these cards, and for what purpose they serve for my deck. So, first off, Vechroids. Probably shouldn't have put him in here, but I just kept him in here because he's just good to throw out for when I'm using Vechroids City. And then I'm playing 2 Cyber Dragons so I can get into Chimera Tech Over Dragon quicker. Steam Roid because he can basically get over everything that is in the RP that is pretty small. Drill Roid to get rid of defense position monsters. Tank Roid to also use for Vechroids City. Stealth Roid to get rid of from my deck. Truck Roid to take out smaller monsters, make himself bigger. Submarine Roid to basically attack directly, deal a bit of damage, and then switch to defense position. Express Roid to send monsters back from my graveyard into my hand, because, I mean, Mixeroid, which I'm playing 3 of, to use all the lower or higher level roids if I get enough monsters in the graveyard. Shovelroid to search out any spells that I might need. Gyroid to act as a shield and to help summon out my number. Triad Dice because it blocks almost all the attacks I can't block with anything else. Decoy Roid to send to the grave. Alright, that's all the monsters, all for the deck. Overload Fusion. Well, no, for the spells. Overload Fusion. To bring out Chimera Tech Over Dragon in his most powerful form. Polymerization. Summon out basically any fusion monster that I can't summon out in any other way. One Day of Peace to take 0 damage and to draw an extra card. Power Bond to bring out Barbaroid Ultimate Battle Machine in his ultimate form. Soul Charge, since I'm using lots of graveyard stuff, I added this in and I have like loads of light gain cards, so yeah. Pot of Greed, it's quite obvious. Sword to Revealing Light, to block mostly all my opponent's attacks, and stop them, and stall for a bit. Terraforming, to search out Vechroids City. Twin Twisters, for annoying cards that I can't get rid of, like anything that changes my monsters from not being machine, so I can't use Chimera Tech, or cards like Necro Valley, and stuff that lets me not summon stuff from the graveyard or use card effects from the graveyard. Support Mission. Not really. I might take this out in like a future version of this deck. Actually, I think I did. Well, it's not that useful, but I mean, it can be useful to get out, Triad Dice, or I think in like one of my future decks, get Speedroid, a Speedroid Shield. Sword of Concealing Light to flip all my monsters face down, and keeps them that way for a couple of turns, which is quite handy. Vechroids City, which is literally the heart of the deck. Basically, send anything from my deck to the graveyard, swap the attacks of my Roid monsters, so send like Triad Dice, or Mixeroid, or some of the other cards that aren't really that useful from my deck to the graveyard, and switch their attacks, so I can switch Truck Roid from being 1000 to 2000, which is really handy. Plus, I can search out loads of Roid cards by destroying something, so say like Wonder Garage, which is quite handy. So destroy Wonder Garage, search out like Submarine Roid, then Wonder Garage lets me bring out Submarine Roid. Return from the different dimension. Most of the cards that let me fusion summon out cards have me banish stuff, along with try dice. So return from the different dimension allows me to special summon at least five of those monsters back to my field, which is really handy. So I could bring out like all three of my try dice to go into like Fortune Tune or destroy a couple of my other cards. I'll go into some of my extra deck. Rainbow Life. It's just a really good card, and I don't know why I wouldn't run it in this deck, seeing as though all my monsters have very low attack sometimes. So I mean, gaining life points instead of taking damage is a lot useful. Wonder Garage, it kind of clogs up my deck, but sometimes it's really good to play in contrast with Vechroids City. Jar of Rice, I have loads of cards in the graveyard almost all the time, so I could send a couple back and then draw an extra card, which is really handy. Mechanic Soul. This is handy because, well, say I have Shovelroid destroyed, play Mechanic Soul, discard a Roid monster from my decks, like, let's say, Stealthroid. Bring back Shovelroid, and then I can discard another card to search out more spells. It's like, and then it serves as another shield. And then Red Roid Call. I don't really use its first effect. I mostly destroy it with Vechroids City, and then it lets me search more of my Roid monsters from the grave. So that's all the spells and traps, and the main deck, basically. So for the extra deck, I have Barbaroid, the Ultimate Battle Machine, because it's really handy. And if I can't bring out Chimera Tech, that duel, I will always bring out Barbaroid. Super Vechroid Mobile Base, so I can bring out Stealth Union as a way to trap my opponent's monsters, and it serves as a pretty good beater if it comes down to it. Stealth Union to trap my opponent's monsters, mainly, so if my opponent brings out like Cyber End Dragon, I can just snatch it. Chimera Tech Overdrake. This is my ace for Yugioh Gx. And the whole entire deck is built around bringing out Chimera Tech Overdragon. So if I so this deck plays defensively until I get out Chimera Tech Overdragon, and then I can bring out basically, I bring out Chimera Tech Overdragon and kill off my opponent if possible. Usually that doesn't happen, but still. Then I play Super Vechroid Jumbo Drill, Stealth, Solid Roid A, Ambulance Rescue Roid, and 2 Parasite Roids. Mostly if I don't have any, if I can't bring out Barbaroid, the Ultimate Battle Machine, using Mixeroid, I have these as backups. I play 2 Psychroids along with 2 Power Bonds in case I get like double of some cards in my hand. Plus I can attack directly, which is really handy. And then just have Darker Bone XYZ Dragon, Yugioh Gx, Heavy Armor Train Iron Wolf, and Lavar the Sea Dragon. Only these two mostly to search out machines and to attack directly. This to lower my opponent's strongest monsters on the field's attack. This to special summon monsters back from the removal play. Then I have, for my last one, number 49, which is my number monster for this deck. And it's a pretty okay card. It stays on the field most of the time until it's destroyed, and keeps gaining me life points. and then I can just bring it back later on if I need to, if it's destroyed, seeing as a concern. Seeing as though it sends two level 3 monsters, which usually are my Gyroids or Shovelroid. That's basically the extra deck. Side deck. The only reason why I have these in my side deck is because I don't Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon I probably would only use against other machine type users. And seeing as though there's a lot of machine type users in Yugioh Gx currently, I might put this in my main deck for like a future. Then I have Vechroid and Vechroid Fighter in case I'm going up against a warrior user or someone who uses warriors. And that would only work if I had super polymerization or some way to take my opponent's monster, which probably is going to be coming up soon. I think that's it for my Vechroid deck. Now, if you guys enjoyed, there's a subscribe button down below. Yeah, like this. If you want to, you can like this video. I personally don't care if you like it. What I do care is if you want more of this, comment down below if you want me to show off more of my decks, because I have a lot of them. All you have to do is comment down below that you want to see some more of my decks, and yeah, I'll show more of my decks. So anyways, guys, hope you had a good time watching me show what my deck was and why